There's bees all over the sage. These are wild feral bees. We don't know of anyone else keeping bees in this neighborhood, so we're back down to Monument Valley again. It's the 25th of June, and we're going to put the trailer back together today. We're going to do some more bee hunting. We're going to check on the bees that we cut out of the trailer here a few weeks ago. So here we go again. We're trying to keep the ants out of the beehive. We had some ants that were bothering them, so we got them up off the ground. That should help with the ant problem. We're going to inspect these hives. This was the cutout a few weeks ago out of the camp trailer. We'll see how they're doing. So they've expanded out already. They're on 8 frames there. That's pretty good. They're moving right along. We're going to check the queen and see how she's doing. We found the queen. This is the nuke that was here. They're gaining weight and doing good. They're balling the queen though. I don't know why for sure they're doing that, but she's in here with a pink dot on her, and right there you can see her. They're balling her. So that can be aggressive behavior. I think we should not bother them. We've seen what we needed to. They're doing fine. Let's get out of there. Wild donkey manure makes the best smoker fuel. Lasts a long time. Okay, we're looking for a queen bee in here. When we took these out of the camper 3 weeks ago, we had queen cells. There were supersedure cells in there. So now we're going to check and see if we've got a queen. Should be mated by now if she's in there. Well, it looks like this hive out of the cutout didn't make it. We've got wax moth building, chewing on the comb and the pollen already, and not any cohesive cluster of bees. We're going to look for the queen, but I think these bees are just robbing. They obviously drifted over into the other colony. So what's happened here, we obviously didn't have a queen. Here's the queen cell, the supersedure cell that we took out of the cutout on the trailer, and the lid on it hasn't been opened up. They've chewed through the side of it. Obviously something went wrong with the queen, probably during the cutout or in transit on a bumpy road. They don't have a queen. So there's some dead bees out front of the colony. They're older, they're sun-bleached white. They've been dead there probably since the cutout. So we always make a sticky mess and kill a few bees when we're cutting bees out like we did on the trailer. And they're just cleaning the house. They'll throw those bees out front. They'll fly out and drop them some ways away. So that's normal to see that many dead bees out front of the beehive. It's not a big deal. This box was the one at the cutout with the most bees on it. I suspected the queen was in here because the bees, as we were doing the cutout, kept drifting over to this box, and they were all over it, fanning, nasonoving. So let's see. First of all, let's lift it and see if they've gained any weight. It feels about the same as when we brought it out here. But we'll be able to tell if they're increasing in population. So I nailed this one down too. We can take the nails out of this box now. All right, so we've got 3-4 frames of bees in there. Let's see if we got a queen. So if we do our bee math correctly, we'll know if it's the old queen that came with this or if it was the new supersedure queen by the amount of brood. So we did this cutout about 3 weeks ago. If it was a new queen, then she would have taken about another week before her mating flight, then another week, a little less, before she started laying eggs. So 1 more week puts us up till now. That would mean we would see larvae open brood. Nothing on this one. I don't see any brood there or honey. Let's try the next frame over. All right, there's another queen cell. Looks like one hatched out there, and that one is got a hole chewed in it. So that's a sign to me that there was already a queen bee, and she came by and she chewed a hole in the side of these queen cells and killed those queens before they emerged. That's my guess. So they are bringing in some honey. We can see honey in the comb here. I don't see any capped over brood yet. There's pollen and there's honey. We're most likely to find brood in the center of the cluster. So this frame ought to have some eggs in it or something if we've got a good queen. That worries me a little bit. There ought to be some eggs. There ought to be a little patch of brood here. But let's keep looking. Okay, nothing in there. No honey or brood in this one. Could be, oh, there's a queen right there. Okay. All right, we got lucky here. I was getting discouraged, but we're okay. So there's the queen bee right there. There's a drone bee next to her, several ones. Look how she's running around kind of frantic.
Oh, yeah.
She's not settled down and laying eggs and waddling around like she's big and pregnant. She's running around. So we've got a virgin queen here. Her abdomen will increase in size after she's laying eggs. What that tells me is we either have a virgin queen on here or she's already mated but she's not laying eggs yet. So we'll come back here a few more days, another week, and we'll check again. So far so good. The only thing that could go wrong now might be she'll go on a mating flight and encounter a dragonfly or a swallow or high winds or whatever and not make it back to the colony. But we've got a pretty good chance that things will go well now. We just need a little more time for her to start laying eggs. Okay, so what we're going to do now is feed this colony. There's some honey in there. There's enough to support the adult worker bees, but once they start raising brood, they're going to have lots more mouths to feed. They're going to need more resources than they have here. So let's get some feed in them. Okay, so we've drilled a hole in the lid. This is a good way to feed the bees. It's got a mason jar lid there. We can close it when we're not using it, open it up when we want to feed. So these bees need to be fed. We stole all their honey when we did the cutout. So we'll take the jar here. Want to put in the center of it 4 or 5 holes, just 6 or 7, just enough for the bees to put their tongue in and pick up the syrup, right? And then we'll set that right like that. The bees can pick up that sugar syrup, and that'll get them off to a little better start. So it's towards the end of June. They still have plenty of time with a little supplement to store enough honey for winter.